Hi guys, my name is Jamie, and I'm here to talk about my informative and my persuasive speech topic ideas. So for my informative speech, my topic is the job of a pediatrician. So my general goal would be to inform the audience of the job of a pediatrician. And a more specific goal would be to inform the audience about the aspects and qualities of the pediatric profession, such as its qualifications and job description. And in this way, I can explain how a pediatrician can serve God and show God's character through their everyday jobs. The thesis sentence for this topic would be, pediatric medicine is a good profession for those who wish to serve the Lord through their strong ambition, through their love and compassion for others, and through a desire to help heal and serve others, especially young children. So I chose this topic because I'm actually interested in pursuing this career path myself. I've always loved science and biology and anatomy especially, and I feel like God has given me a certain skill set that will work well with this profession, especially serving with children. And you can actually see through Jesus' ministry that he helped heal physically as well as spiritually. He healed the sick, and I believe that pediatricians can follow in Jesus' example by serving others selflessly above themselves, even at risk of their own health at times. So I believe that this speech about the pediatric field can help my classmates realize what some of the characteristics and what it takes to be a pediatrician, and maybe identify with some of those characteristics, and then maybe pursue it themselves. I also think this speech will help just kind of allow the audience have a better appreciation for what doctors do and what the pediatric medicine is all about. So that's my informative speech. So my persuasive speech, the topic is going to be on vaccines, and the general goal is to persuade my audience to vaccinate themselves and their children. And a more specific goal with that would be to persuade my audience that not vaccinating is actually exponentially worse than vaccinating, as non-vaccinating leads to a lot of spread of disease and death, and risk of health to the whole community. This problem can be remedied by vaccinating, and the solution honors God because it looks after the interests of others. It looks after the interests of yourself, but also looks after the interests of the community, for the whole community. So I chose this topic because there's been a lot of debate about this topic recently. A lot of young parents are scared about the effects of vaccines. However, I believe that the pros heavily outweigh the cons of vaccines. One example of that is herd immunity, which I will talk about in my speech. And here is a diagram that kind of explains that. If nobody gets vaccinated, then one or two people with a disease, it can spread exponentially over time. So just one or two people with this disease, it can spread directly and indirectly through and affect the whole community. However, if a lot of people do decide to vaccinate, if many people do vaccinate, it protects those who can't. So those who maybe are too young or too old, or those who have immunodeficiencies, even in the presence of disease, this herd immunity protects them from the indirect spread of disease. So that's one way in which vaccinating is helpful for the community. And so I believe that vaccinating follows God's value of loving and serving others, as it does not just impact yourself, but it impacts the whole community. This speech can benefit my classmates because it can help them form their own opinions about the vaccines and help them weigh their own opinions of the pros and cons. Also, this speech will be able to allow the audience to think about not only themselves, but their children and the future generation's health. I believe that it is important for people to understand this topic to better the community. So thank you so much for listening to my speech.